All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the June edition of the SkillUp Edutech Webinar. I first of all want to sincerely apologize for starting late. We are about 4 minutes late. We really apologize. We had some technical issues coming up. But nonetheless, we trust that it's going to be a very, very, very wonderful and exciting edition of the SkillUp Edutech. So please stay tuned, get your friends, get your family, get everybody on board. We're about to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful ride. We have a wonderful guest today, and we're also discussing a wonderful topic. If you have seen any of the social media posts or the flyers, you probably have an idea of what we're going to be talking about today. So it's something that you really, really want to be a part of because it's one of the trending topics that is even surrounding outside the tech space. And so, I mean, you just want to sit around, you just want to listen, you just want to bring in your questions, and we'll have a wonderful, wonderful time. Like you all know, it's a 1 hour session, and we are very, 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 very particular about the time. So it's time now to get your family, your friends, even your enemies to come in and join in. But before I introduce our guest and we go into today's episode of the SkillUp EdTech. I'd like to give a rundown of the previous episode that we've had in this year. In January, we started off with our first edition of the show, and in that edition, we discussed tech opportunities, past lessons, present possibilities, and the clear pathways around the tech industry. And it was an exciting edition. We had two wonderful guests. We had Taiwo Adetola, who is the front-end engineer at Bamboo, and we also had Kingsley Akindele, who is an accomplished senior software engineer. And they give so much insight on what the tech industry is all about, what it has been over the years, because they have been and they've stood test of time in the industry, and they had a lot of their experiences to share, and also they had projections for the nearest future, and also the opportunities that are available to you and I to explore the tech industry. And so it was a wonderful time in January. In February, we had another wonderful episode where we discussed one of the biggest topics in tech presently, which is AI. And in that episode, we had Moody Ovuede, who came in. He is an expert machine learning engineer. He came in and he shed so much light about what artificial intelligence is all about, why everyone, irrespective of our industries, should be a part of what AI is doing, and how AI is not taking jobs but only taking jobs of those who don't know how to use AI. And so it was a wonderful, 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 wonderful edition of the show, and we had questions to ask. We had a lot of conversations that went around. People asked questions, and there were answers provided. Just in case you want to get a refresher of what we discussed in any of these episodes, they're available on our YouTube channel. They're also available on our Facebook page, so you can just visit our YouTube channel and also Facebook page. And the account is SkillUp EdTech, SkillUp EdTech, ED Tech together. So go check it out. We have some amazing stuff for you. In the last edition, which was in March, we also were also told about opportunities that are available, that the organizers of the SkillUp EdTech have available to us, and most of these programs have started already. And so you can follow also our social media handles, which will be shared later on the show. Follow, there's so much information there for you. If you're looking for opportunities in tech, you want to go into tech and you don't have your way, you don't know where to go, you can always send a message to any of these accounts or ask your questions, and we are always available to answer you and hold your hand through the industry. Like I said earlier, this is going to be an exciting episode. I'm super pumped because we're discussing a very, very interesting topic. We have an amazing guest here with us, and our guest is already ready for us. But before we move into that, I want you to also know that you should please stay to the end of the show. Please ready your questions. You can always put your questions in the comment section. If you're on Facebook or on YouTube that you're joining, you can always put your questions there. Our team are on standby to take in your questions and answer them. Yeah. So for this month's edition, we're going to be discussing remote work and the global market. Today, if you open your phone today, on every social media handle, you see job openings for remote opportunities. You saw job openings with remote opportunities, and a lot of people have still not gotten a grasp of it. They've not been able to, explore these opportunities. Some people don't even know how to go about it. And so these are the things we're going to be discussing today. What really remote work is and how it has influenced the global tech market. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. So I need you to stay tuned and also follow the show till the end. We'll go on a very quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to read the profile of our guest, and then from there, I'll introduce our guest. Thank you. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying tuned. We went on a very brief break and we're back. I hope you've called your friends to join in. Kindly share the link from whatever social media page that you're watching this from, be it Instagram, be it Facebook, be it YouTube. Kindly share the link to your friends for them to join in, because we're about to get into the main part of this webinar. Very quickly, I would love to introduce our guest, but before I do that, I just want to tell us about her briefly. So, Damilola Daniels is a PMP and Scrum certified program product manager with over half a decade experience. She's renowned for her exceptional organization structuring skills and results-oriented approach. She has successfully led numerous projects in fusion, leaving an indelible mark on the organization and community she serves. Her expertise cuts across EdTech, IT services, business, consulting, and e-health sector. Damilola has an impressive track record of managing high-profile projects, including the Binance Charity Tech Scholarship and the 3MTT initiative at the federal government of Nigeria. African Girls in Tech Academy, and she's the founder of Nirvana Hub, a space for career growth and advancement. Driven by our passion for creating positive change, Damilola is constantly seeking opportunities to take on more impactful projects that would make a meaningful difference in the world. The next voice you're going to be hearing now is the voice of our guest for this wonderful edition of the SkillUp Edutech Webinar. Please welcome Damilola Daniels.
Wow, thank you.
You're
I'm
welcome.
feeling fly. I'm
Thank
feeling
you
fly
so
right
much.
now.
Thank
All
you so
right, all
much.
right, all right, all
Thank you
right.
for
Good
joining
evening,
in. Thank you for
everyone.
joining in today. Yeah.
Yes,
How's your
thank
day
you.
been?
Good. It's been an hectic week, but good one. It's been a good week. Yeah.
I can see they are really
Thank you
good
for having
for
me.
us this evening.
Yeah, thank you. So
All
please
right.
confirm
So
that
let's
everyone
dive
can
into
hear me.
it.
Okay, amazing. So let's get started. So good evening, everyone. Please confirm that you can hear me with a yes, yes in the chat box. Confirm that you can hear me with a yes, yes. Are we getting the yes, yes, my host? I can't see, I don't think I'm able to see the chat from here. Okay, good. Thank you, Uti. Okay, fantastic. So I think we can project the slide now so they can see it. I'll get started. So if for whatever reason I'm too fast for you, please do well to let me know. Okay, I'm a fast talker, and you just have to just bear with me. Okay, I think I got the hot yam in my mouth when I got started talking. So let me know, call my attention to it if I'm too fast for you. And it's an honor to be here. And thank you for having me at SkillUp Edutech. You guys are doing an amazing job. And I believe that together we can make the continent of Africa more visible to the whole world. Okay? So today I'll be talking about remote work and the global tech markets. Okay? And I would like to know more about my audience. My sessions are usually very interactive. Allow me, I'm a bit of a drama queen. Okay, so just follow through with me. Okay, Oti, please help me with the feedback I'm getting in this session. I would like to know the demography, or let's say the dynamics of today's audience. Are you a job seeker? Are you a fresh graduate? Are you transitioning? Where are you in your career wise? Where are you? Because that will actually help me to tailor this session today to the audience that I have. So Uti, what's the response? What audience do I have on the call today? What's my audience like today? Okay, good. So I have a mix. Okay, fantastic. All right. So if I have a mix of everyone, so I think that I'll just make sure that this covers for every kidder. Okay. So I would like to structure this to positioning yourself for opportunities beyond what the borders. Okay. Just beyond where you are. How do you strategically position yourself? And I would like us to answer this question. Right. Just these two questions. Right. When you hear remote work, what comes to your mind? Real quick, when you hear remote work, what comes to mind? I want to hear from us. So Uti, you can help me with their response so I can see it. When you hear remote work, what comes to your mind? Dollars. My people are on this call. No, in some part of Nigeria, I don't know if we have other countries on the call. We call it dollar. That's the name. So it's just dollars. You don't want dirham. You don't want pounds. Just dollars. Okay. We have a lot of dollar fans on the call today. So when you hear remote work, that's what comes to your mind. Fantastic. This is interesting. Okay. Any other suggestion, Uti? Apart from dollars, or is dollars all that we are having? The dollars, yes, that's a gift. True. Side also. Okay. Side also. Okay. I'll talk about that too, because I think some of us have it. We have it in the reverse role. Oh. Remote work is not for the faint-hearted. Oh. You think that because you are working from home, you feel fly. Let me tell you, your start work and your close hours is not defined. Oh. I can tell you for a fact, you start working by 6 a.m. and by 10 p.m. you are still working. You know, if you are going to work, at least you will commute to work around 8 or 9. You get to work, then you will leave by 5. Remote work, I don't think it's a side hustle, but it could be. But I want us to just make sure that the mindset when we're saying side hustle makes sense. Okay, so fantastic. I think I get that. So when we say remote work, okay, remote work is not just a side hustle, like I said, right? It's more than that. It's another way of working. Of course, you know that there are different types of mode of work: the hybrid, the full time in the office, and the remote, right? And thanks to COVID, right? It's funny we cannot say thanks to COVID, right? I know, because that was a year. 2020 was a year. COVID made the remote work more visible. It made it something that the whole world come to adopt, right? But I must also let us know that the world is actually gradually tilting away from it. I'm going to be very realistic on this call, right? The world is gradually tilting away from fully remote. It's now more of hybrid. Some days in, while some days out. And now let's talk about the global tech market. When you hear the global tech market, what comes to your mind? So it's not just foreign companies in the US, it is the whole world, right? You can stay here and work in Saudi Arabia. You can work from any part of the world right here in Nigeria or wherever it is that you're located. So it's a network of companies, startups, non-profits, name it, hiring talents worldwide. And why are they doing this? I'm still going to talk about that. I think that should be my next slide. Why would they want to do that? Why would they want to hire talents across different places? Why? Diversity, right? Inclusion on their team. That's one. But you need to first of all, understand the global tech market, understand its demand, understand what it's asking, what its request is from you. Because if you don't, you might not be able to actually play well in that domain. And I like the fact that we have a mixed audience, right, in our midst today. So what are the roles that are actually in demand? I will speak to the tech space because that's where I work, but I know that there are other people that are also not in the tech space that are here. So I will try and make it as generic as possible, right? But this my slide is going to speak to tech because I believe that a lot of us on the call are more pointed, but I know that there are non-tech people that are not working in the tech space on the call. The roles in demand, and this is not only tech space alone. We have the software development, we call them AGBAs, the OGs, right? Front-end, back-end mobile developers, right? The QA testers, all of them are software developers, right? The data analysts. And these are thanks to AI, right? We are hearing new career line. Even though entry level is far eroding away, it's also creating new job roles. Cybersecurity, cloud computing, artificial intelligence and machine learning, DevOps, right? Those are the technical roles that you need to have a particular set of technical skills. Else you cannot say you are in any of those roles. And non-technical roles, and these technical roles, of course, you have to code. It requires you coding and learning some programming languages, different technical skills or coding skills for different roles, depending, right? But we also have the non-technical roles where I play, right? Because when I see codes, I see, when they say wave, electrical wave, when it's moving like this, that's what I see. Project management, that's IT project management now. Product management, customer success, we call it tech sales or telesales, right? And that's big. Don't play down on it. I think tech sales has the ability to accommodate a whole lot of people that we are actually looking into. Digital marketing, because whatever it is that these tech guys, the technical role guys produce, somebody must market it. If it did not sell, it's dead on arrival. UI UX design, right, or product design, technical writing, business analysis, but sales development. So these are the roles that are available, right? And they are not limited to this, of course, but these are just list a few. And the not technical roles, you don't necessarily need to know coding language, at least in your entry and mid-level. Like I said, I'm going to be very realistic with you on this session. The non-technical roles that we're talking about, that I'm saying that you don't need to know how to do the coding, it's only applicable when you are in your entry level or early mid-level. When I say early mid-level, let's say about 3 to 5 years in the game. Actually, if you're already 5 years in any of these non-technical roles, you should actually get to start knowing how to code if you actually want to play in the big games. And that's just the truth. Okay, you might not know it as core as these people, but when they are talking about it, you don't have to be looking perplexed. There's a line I use in my team, like, you cannot be here, we are using perplexity, you are looking perplexed. You can't do that. Okay, so that's the global tech market and what it requires. Now, like I said, there's a reason why this company come here to hire remote workers. There's something that they are looking for, right? And most importantly, it's always skill sets. Do you understand? It is always the skill set. That's what they are looking for. Your skill set. That's what they are looking for. Like, what do you have to offer? Right? Do you get? And then two, so that they can operate across different time zones. Right? Maybe they need the work to run on a 24-hour clock, depending on what the nature of the work is. So they'll get people from different time zones so that they can have people working around the clock. Right? And most importantly, is to just cut operational costs. When you work remotely, it saves you a lot of operational costs, and that's just the truth. It saves you a whole lot of operational costs. So when you know what these people are looking for, you'll be able to know how to play well what in this industry. Now, what are the skill set that you require to play in this field? You have the technical, right? Technicals means the skill set that job requires in itself, the skill set that is particular to that field. For example, now a data analyst, what are the skill set that you will need? You know how to use Excel, right? SQL, right? I know now they are talking about BigQuery, but let's say Tableau. Let's even start from there. And then if you are getting senior level, you have to use Python, right? So those are the skill set that you must know how to use as a data analyst, no matter what your level is. You might not be able to use all of them well, but at least you must have a knowledge of each of those tools that I've mentioned, right? So those are technical skills. And as a software person, what programming language you know how to use to write, right? So those are the things that you need to know how to. And then your productivity tools. These days, AI has come to stay. There is nothing any of us can do about it. So what are the tools that you can use on your job that can help you? Tools that are particular to your field. You need to know how to use them. You cannot be a product manager and tell me you don't know about Lovable. You don't know about Google Studio AI. What are you doing? Right? Especially for entry level people, because entry level is harder now thanks to AI. But I always say it, AI will not take away your job if you make sure that you do what is needed, right? So I'm talking about the skill set that matter for you to land these roles, right? Human skills, and we underplay this. We always think it's just only the technical skills. Your technical skills can only bring you into the job. What will keep you on the job is human skills, because the people that you are going to be relating with are humans. Number one on the top is communication. What you are saying, how are they receiving it? Are they understanding what you're saying? Communication is key, because sometimes you will hear people, because I'm a PM, so there are times when I've worked with dev teams that, man, everybody was like, you can't work with these people. Do you understand? But then it's just you understanding how they communicate and communicating in the language that they understand. Two is teamwork. If you're going to be a remote person, you must understand that teamwork is non-negotiable, right? Adaptability, maybe to adapt. Like for example, your dev team is on another country, you are in another country, the other members of the team are in another country. So how do you guys make sure that you people are adapting, right? And to understand each other's culture, because culture shock is one of the biggest problem on remote roles if you don't know how to handle it. Okay, critical thinking, right? Time management. I'll talk about this time management very well. The remote work skills, this is what I'm coming to for that person that says a side also. The remote work skills, and example is what? Self-discipline. See, you have to be disciplined. Oh. If you have a remote role, that is not when you are supposed to be at work and then you are in Oyinbo market. I don't know, apologies to non-Nigerians or non-Lagosians that are on the call. You are in a meeting, a client is in a meeting, you are with your team, and then you are hearing okra, ugu, vegetable, water leaf. Hell, just because you think you are working from home, you can go to Araria market and Aba market and come back and continue. No, that self-discipline must be there, and it only takes you to do that once, and that's what you'll be tagged with. You know, it's funny that you don't have to just do those kind of things once, especially when you are new on the road, and that is what they will label you with. So you have to be very self-disciplined. Self-awareness here, and what I mean by is what? Upskilling. You must know that as a remote worker, you must upskill, because don't get secluded and then you have lose touch with reality. You don't even know what is happening in your ecosystem because you are on a remote gig or you're on a remote role. Because what remote role can do for you is it can isolate you. I be feeling like king by the time you come outside. All the members of your city have disappeared though. They've moved on. You are the only ones in that space, still on that throne. Everybody have left you there, right? So you must be what? Be self-aware. You must be accountable. And what? Virtual collaboration. Have we talked about teamwork already? And finally, negotiation skills. You must have that. It's not dependent on whatever your role is. You must have negotiation skills, and this will come in handy when you are negotiating for your pay. And I will talk about that pay, because the thing is, as a beginner, I will ask you to go for startups, and here's why. I'm not saying that you cannot apply for the big leagues, for the big wigs, right? You can do that, but a startup will give you more opportunity to grow, because they don't have the funds to get senior people to come on the job. You as a person that you have brought in, they will put everything on your head. You will do CEO, you will do operation, you will do everything. But that is where you will gain the skills that you need to go to those big leagues, right? So that's why I would advise that if you're just coming up, go for startups where they are going to bombard you with plenty work. Your eye everywhere blow, yes. But when you work there, just give yourself space of 2 years. And for these 2 years, I'm going to work in startups, and then I'm going to learn, and then make sure you do the work. See, job experience is not by number of years again. No, gone are the days when they say I have 10 years work of experience. This day, today, the work life of today, somebody that has just worked for 2 years has more work experience than someone that has been working for 5 years. Oh, I kid you not. I'm on teams that hire a lot, okay? So I know exactly what I'm saying. You see someone that have just been in the industry, in the ecosystem for just like maybe 2 to 3 years, and what they have on their portfolio, someone that be saying I have 6 years, they don't have it, right? So that negotiation skill is key. If you are still together, please let me get a yes. If you are still together, let me get a yes. If you're getting value, can I get a yes? Uti, please let me get good. Thank you. Good. So now, how do you build a global ready personal brand? Because that is the most important thing. How to build a global ready personal brand. Because your online presence is your first interview. I kid you not. If anybody will hire you for a remote role, trust me, they've gone to your LinkedIn profile. So I always tell people, if you know that you don't have a Dangote or an $1 in your net worth, or somebody you know that's, a big uncle that can give you $1 million to get something started, and then you can even waste it and nothing will happen, you have to take your LinkedIn profile very serious. And I kid you not, a lot of us, our LinkedIn are not optimized, and I think that SkillUp will let us know. I don't know if they've done that before, but I know they can give you a training on how to optimize your LinkedIn account, right? Don't come and then we do something. I don't know if there are other people, I don't know what religion people are on this call. See, I'm not saying don't push your religion, but please have an entity that you identify with. Yes, so I'm a Christian. I identify with the Christian religion. Do you understand? And I know my God, right? And I'm proud about it. I can say it everywhere. But some of us on our profile, we confuse. You guys confuse us. Let me say it that way. Do you understand? All I'm seeing on your platform is Jesus. I'm not saying it's not cool. I'm not saying it's not right. But are you a pastor? What church ordained you? If you're not a pastor, what are you doing on your platform with that? I can understand one of maybe you want to post about an event, but does that event even actually relate to your career? Your LinkedIn should, where your career should be well projected, optimized. And like I said, if you want an optimized LinkedIn account, I think SkillUp guys can give you guys a training if they've not done so. Number 2, to build a global ready personal brand, your portfolio. What are your portfolio? Your portfolio are the projects that you have done. The project that you have done. And the funniest thing is that all of us have done one project at one point or the other, but we're not particular to note it down. I've been there. I've had lots of work that I did not document. One of my mentors used to tell me, he's also a big player in the industry, in the edtech space. He will say, Dami, document everything. Even the smallest thing that you have done, document it. When I say document it, let it have a digital footprint. Don't leave it on your phone. Post it online. Post it online. You volunteer somewhere, post it online. You on an hackathon, post it online. You build a product, post it online. You did a case study, post it online. See, so many times you don't come and say, I'm a private person. Your privacy, what has it giving you? Has it converted to money? Even your toddler children are not private. I don't understand. What are your privacy giving you? I'm not saying that you overshare, but be strategic, right, with your project, the things that you have done. Put them out there. If you are either you're a tech or non-tech role person, there are ways you can build your portfolio. And if you need to do that, come to my DM on LinkedIn. I will show you how to do that portfolio. That's not a problem, right? And then your CV. Those are the things that will help you to become global ready. And let me tell you one thing today, right? For every time you want to apply for a job role, you must edit your CV. Don't just use one CV, right, to apply for every role. I know all of us have done that at one point or the other. Don't lie. You have that CV that once they say apply, you just put it, and LinkedIn has made it very easy. You just put it and send. No, go and read the job description. Go and read the requirement of that role, and then tweak your CV to have those things because of ATS. Right? When they put it on the ATS, so that you can pick those keywords that are there. For every time you want to apply, don't do a sharp, especially when it's a role that you're actually interested in. Make sure that you edit your CV before you apply to them, right? And mistakes to avoid, right? They are just, I've listed them here. Don't wait until you feel ready, because you'll never be ready. So start from where you are. Applying everywhere, don't do that. Be strategic. Do you want to go for startups? Do you want to go for the big wigs, right? Do you want to go for non-profits? Do you want to go for SDG? Do you want to go for government? Do you want to go for private? Do you want to go for finance? Do you want to go for health? Don't be everywhere. Do you understand? Right? Your portfolio can be diverse, I get that, but like be very strategic. And I know that sometimes you don't have a say in how these things turn out, but just have a strategy, right? Man proposed, God approved. We get that. But like it's good to have strategy. Mistakes to avoid is ignoring networking, and that is exactly what you do when you're on a remote role. You get isolated. See, I am a big preacher of community. Communities have helped me a lot in my career. What am I saying? Most of the certifications I have, I got them for free via communities. I just got that information somewhere. See, how informed you are, is what determines how far you will go. I think a friend will say info laugh info. Yes, apologies to the non-Yoruba speaking people in the house. I'm a Yoruba girl, so I speak my language well too, right? Info laugh info. It is the information that you have that you fly with. So you cannot afford to ignore network. Go to tech events. Go there when you know it is happening. If you have the transport fare to go, you understand Nigeria is hard. Sorry, I don't know if you have non-Nigerians on the call, right? Times are hard. It's not only Nigeria, it's a global thing, right? It's not only Nigeria is hard. Even US is hard now. Go and ask me about there, okay? But choose your heart. You get my point. If you cannot go for a tech event, maybe because you don't have the funds, go to communities. There are communities on LinkedIn that are relevant to what you are doing. There are communities on Facebook. There are communities on X, formerly Twitter, that are relevant to what you go there. And when you go there, don't go and keep quiet. Don't just go and be looking for information. Be active. Let people notice you. Help people. When you help people, somebody will notice. They will recommend you for things. And when they recommend you, please don't fall the person's hand. Deliver. Right? No portfolio I've talked about, and then poor online presence. I think I've talked about that. So that's how you build a global ready personal brand. Your online presence is your first interview. If you don't take anything away from today's session, take that. That your online presence is your first interview. So if I go to check on you online now, what are the things that I'm going to find? What are the things that you're going to find when I go check for you online, right? Can it give me enough proof to say, okay, I think I can give this person this role, right? Moving forward, Now, there are plenty platforms where you can get jobs. A whole lot of them. I'm rounding up. I'm getting to the end, and I'll take questions. I don't know if I'm still within time, Uti. Just let me know how many minutes I have left. Right? I have some of them listed here. Right? And I think for this call, Emmanuel, Lizzie, if it's okay, I'm currently on a role on a team that is recruiting for tech sales, right? And the pay is good. So if anyone is interested, they can reach out to me. But easy, let me know if that's okay to share with them, okay? So these are platforms. This is not all of them. They are diverse. There's Glassdoor. Glassdoor is one of the places where data analysts, right, can see, can get to have job roles, remote job roles. There's Glassdoor, there's LinkedIn, there's Wellfound, there is a remote. Okay, we work remotely. Diverse of them, right? I'm trying to find more that I have here. Upwork, Fiverr, you have to buy Connect. So if you don't even have money first, how do you want to go and start buying Connect, right? So tech events, you can see referrals as well. Yes, I've talked about Wellfound. Okay, there is Nodesk, Nodesk. That's another platform where you can get remotewx.com. That's another place you can get gigs, right? Findersync.com. Find, then async.com. Okay, right? Okay, thank you, Easy. I think I see that, right? Those are platforms that you can use to get referrals. This is not limited to this, to get remote gigs, rather. It's not limited to this at all. There are lots of them. And like I said, if you need them, just be in my DM on LinkedIn. I'm going to share my LinkedIn details, right? And like I said, there's a tech role that I'm on board to help recruit for. So if you're interested in now, tech sales, like I said, is also something that we are playing down on in this part of the world, right? Because when you hear sales, you are thinking, how am I doing? Because the thing is, people have built a lot of products. But if it does not go to market, if nobody uses it, it's as good as, do you understand? It's as good as useless. Let's call it what it is, right? I'm rounding up now, right? The global market does not only reward potential, right? It rewards visible skills. What can you do? I understand the place of certification, and I know that we are very big on certificates in this part of the world. But there's a lay language that we say here in Nigeria that says show workings. Don't be by church or church. Show workings, like your visible skills. Yeah, your degree will open the door, but your skills, the portfolio, the network that you have built, and the consistent work, good work that you bring to the table will determine how far you will go. Right? That's what will determine how far you will go. And finally, but most importantly, factor the AI effect into whatever you do. Like I said, AI has come to stay. It's not going anywhere. We'll have to learn how to live with it across board. And like I said, entry level roles are fast being eroded by AI. But as it is eroding it, it is also bringing out new roles that AI cannot do yet. So you have to be well informed to go and get on those roles and learn them and then cash out. So learn, build, showcase, network, apply, and then repeat. Right? I've come to the end of this session and I'll be taking questions now. Right? I've come to the end of the session. I'll be taking questions now. So your own tech journey, right? Own it. Own your own tech journey. Nobody can own it for you. Lead your own narrative and make global impact. I look forward to you guys achieving amazing things, because the truth is that Africa continent has a lot of problems for us to solve. So let's create the job here, and also let's get the job from wherever we get it across the world, but then let's deliver value. Okay, let's make sure that we deliver value every time. Thank you so much. I'll take questions. Over to you, T.
I think it was possible, and I've made sure that everybody who participated was given a round of applause that you can audibly hear, because this was a very, very insightful session. I also cannot deny or ignore your sense of humor. Just made it very, very interesting class for every one of us. Thank you so much, Damilola. Thank you so much. I think while we're waiting for the questions to come in, you mentioned one or two things which I noted down, and I would love to start off with that as one of the first questions before we have questions from our participants online.
Okay.
You mentioned something about understanding the global tech market and all of these skills that you mentioned. Now, what is the considerable amount of time that it takes for someone to learn these skills enough to be able to penetrate into the market? Because a lot of people are actually rushing into tech because they want to make money.
Dollars.
Exactly.
Just
So, how much time will it take so that it doesn't feel like I'm trying and I'm not progressing? So, how much time does it take for me to master a skill before I can penetrate into the global market?
Okay. All right. So I'll answer that question as realistically as possible, right? Because I know that we have to factor in unforeseen things that can happen, right? So I'll answer that as logically possible as I can. It has already been proven psychologically that if you want to learn anything, it really takes you about 30 to 90 days to learn a skill. If you put your mind to it. And it's about the consistency. And I think that's where we usually overlook the power of 1 hour. If you dedicate 1 hour for 90 days, you have done 90 hours of that thing. So there's no way you will not know at least something enough about it. But here's what the problem is, as you said. Okay, because in my line of work, what I do is I do edtech trainings. And there are times when people will apply for, let me give you an example, AIML, abstract intelligence and machine learning. And then they will get to class, they tell me, you did not tell us, is this hard? And I'm like, am I supposed to make that inquiries for you before you came on board? You just said AIML, artificial intelligence, is the in thing. And I just took it. Hello, you go bold now, you peel everything. Right? If you want to do AIML, you should have known that you should have at least basics in data analysis. You can't just jump in there. Do you get? And I always tell people, play to your strengths. Someone like me, I know I don't like coding. I'm learning now, but I know I don't like it. Do you understand? So I already know that I'm going to play in a role where it's most likely non-technical. So play to your strengths. If you notice, I like to talk. I like to coordinate things. So I'm a good PM. I don't want to know how terrible that team is. You people will deliver my products. Come hell, come rain, come sun, come shine. You will give me my product within the timeline that I need. Do you understand? So, first of all, know to thyself first be true. Know what you want, right? Where your skill strengths are. And give yourself 30 to 90 days to learn the skills. When you learn the skills, then start building portfolios. Case studies. You don't have to go and look for, and I always tell people, just find an existing product that is, I'm talking about tech now, it can apply to anywhere else. Find an existing product or service and look for loopholes that are there, and then write to the company that I found that you guys have this thing, I think you guys can do this or do this. The HR will call you, give talk, include talk, their HR will find you because you already come with a solution. Do you understand? You're not coming like any regular person. So that's how you can hit those things. And don't underplay the problems you have in your locality. Don't just think that you have learned, let's say for example now, you have learned data analysis. I think it's in data analysis because I think that everybody is into AI now, right? And then you're now looking for a company that will come and employ you, right? Right there in the job that you do, how can you put data analysis to use? Do you know how many files in your company that is not organized? How can you get them to clean that data? Are you telling me that if you take your Excel skills now and then you automate your processes in your office, your boss give you one small change, even though that person is a devil, they will not have choice. So when you learn the skill, don't just think about just trying to just get a role in a tech space where you are currently playing. Even though you are a tailor or a hairdresser, like you make hair where they make hair or where they make clothes, the invoice, the automation of the books, those are things that you can just apply and then just get done. So that's how I would say you should get in. So I will give you a window of 30 to 90 days to learn the skills, another 1 month, right, to build portfolio, and then begin to network. So give or take the space of 3 to 6 months if you know what you are doing and you are diligent. I'm not saying that you have all day, because all of us understand that you still have to make money somewhere else. When you are trying to still do all this thing, I say you are a NEPA baby, somebody is funding you, you are paying your NEPA bills, you are paying your house rent, you better stay in your daddy's house. You can collect house. Okay, you see. So that's my response.
Thank you so much.
I hope it answers the question.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it does. It does answer the question. So we have a couple of questions that have come already. So I'll just go right into it.
Okay.
The first question says, many international companies look to emerging markets like Africa to cut operational costs. How can local tech talents strategically position themselves for command fair, globally competitive rates, rather than being hired simply as budget talents?
So unfortunately, we placed ourselves in that position. Unfortunately for us in Africa, we actually placed ourselves in that position. Like I said, I understand this sector. I play in this field. Yes. How so is because, when international organizations are looking for talents, right? And they say they want to pay a particular amount of dollar. In our head, we've converted it to naira. We've converted it to our local currency, so it's looking like big money. So we're already subservient. We're already subserving ourselves already. So that pay of what they are paying us in this part of the world, we are actually part of the problem. Do you understand? Plus the business around the ecosystem, those that have made business around it too. It's not something I want to dabble in. But the way you can break that is get good at what you do and be very goddamn good at it. I say it again, be good at what you do. When you are good at what you do, you will ask for the pay and they will pay it. It's that simple. Do you get? If you are sure of what you do and you can deliver, and this is where I will ask you to be very careful. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. It is better to underpromise and over-deliver. Do you understand? You are saying, okay, let's see what we can do. But when you are coming to the desk, you are delivering so much. And this is the approach I have used in my career that has helped me. If I'm coming on the roll and you are trying to pay me something small, but I see in this role I will grow, I need it as well, because it's a two-way thing. I have to make sure that I can also grow in this role. I will first take that your small pay, but in my first month of coming in, I will do all I can. I will deliver. I will show you that I can do this work, that if you give me, I can do this role. Then I will ask. I will negotiate. I will tell you, okay, looking at my cost of delivering and coming up, this is not okay for me. Can we do? I will give you what I want, and I will give you a range, but I will make sure that the range I'm giving you, the lower part of that range is what they usually go for. So what I want to get is already in the lower part of the range already. Let me give you an example. If I say I want to get like if what I want to get is a $10,000, the range I will give is going to be between $15,000 to $20,000. So if you're even going to cut it, that my $10,000 is already inside. Do you understand? But then when I'm asking for that kind of pay, know that as you increase your pay too, your role too will increase. Oh, so will your KPI, and you must deliver. Yes, so that's it. That's all I can say. But it is what it is. And if you're already good at what you do, if they did not pay you that money, use them and learn, and then move. Tech space is very sweet like that. In 6 months you can move. In 4 months you can move. Nobody's asking you any question. So if they say they don't want to pay, learn. Just chill. Learn with them. Put them on your portfolio and move. Oti.
All right. Thank you very
Hope that
much.
answers the question.
Thank you very much.
Yes, yes, it does. It does. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
it does. It does. Thank
We
you
might
so
not be
much.
able to take all questions,
Might be
but
able to
there
take
are
all
two questions
but
here that I've been able
two
to filter
questions here
out
that I've been able to filter
because
out
they show
because they
realistic
show
concerns. Now, the first one says, in a borderless ecosystem, talent is no longer just competing locally. They are competing with professionals from India, Eastern Europe, and Latin America. What is one specific cultural or technical strength that gives African tech talent a unique competitive advantage on the global stage? I presume this is from a Nigerian. I don't know if you got it or I should go again.
I think I got it. The
Okay.
person is asking that what distinguish us on this side of the continent from other members of other countries and other continents that are
No,
kind of
what
more
makes us- what makes-
advanced.
what makes us unique?
What makes us unique?
Yeah,
Unique to
So-
be able to
Unique to be
compete.
able to compete.
I get. So there's a tenaciousness that comes with being from this part of the world. Do you understand? We don't think any task is insurmountable. Like, even when it's not realistic to whoever is driving it, if you get an African team on it, they will deliver. So those are one of the things that we have, right? And then we are cheap. Do you understand? Indian, to get an Indian person on a gig now is actually now expensive. It's not as cheap as it used to be, but they got there too. It's a gradual thing. We will get there. But my question is what are you bringing to the table, you as the individual? Much more, see, let's take away that mindset of the pay, where you are trying to get things done. I'm not saying the pay is not relevant. It's very much relevant, and I get that because everybody needs the money. But when you deliver value, money will automatically follow value. And in a place, because I know it happens, like I said, I'm very realistic. Maybe if the money does not follow, you can leave. Now back to that person's question. What makes us unique is the fact that we are tenacious. We'll get this work done, irrespective. Even though, do you know how many problems you have as a remote worker in Nigeria? Internet is down, light, nothing. But all of that, we'll still find a way around it, right? We are very tenacious like that. And I want to believe that we have good work ethics, even though it's not a plenty number of us, but we are getting there. Hope that answers the question.
Yes, I really, really like the fact that you had to highlight that it's more of an individual thing than a cultural thing. Yeah. Thank you so much for highlighting that. Well, but there's been this segregation. We've seen it. We've seen people come online. I mean, on X or even on LinkedIn, talk about how they were rejected for roles the moment where they spoke about their nationality. What do you have to say about that before I move to the final question?
I did not get that. Please take that again.
I said, okay, so you highlighted that it's more of an individual thing, what an individual has to offer than a cultural thing or where you're from. But we've seen people who come online on LinkedIn, on X, to state that they were dropped from a recruitment process the moment where they mentioned that they're from a particular country, and they will tell them, oh, we're not recruiting from this country, and it's recurring. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, I think I'm going to take media. I didn't want to go there, but then let's go there. Okay. I think that a while ago, the CEO of Money Points, Otosi Eniolorun, that was dragged online when he said that they could not get Nigerians to fill some roles, and all of us everybody said what they had to say. But let me tell you for a fact that if you're in the hiring space in this industry, you understand that we are actually very behind. It's the truth. But I know that it's a hard pill to swallow in this part of the world. Do you understand? And we can be very emotional. And if you know that, Tosi is not the only person that have said that. Aliko Dangote has said that too, in terms of his refinery. That was looking for expatriates in some things in the oil industry. And he could not find in Nigeria. He needed to bring people outside to come and do it. So our own question should have been, instead of trying to be hot blood and saying, how much are they paying a lot? How can we fill that space? How can we get there? I think we don't ask the right questions. I know that some people come and start staring for me on this corner, but it's the truth. And there's nothing you can do against the truth. It's just what it is. How can we make sure that we upskill to that role? I'm telling you for a fact, if you know your stuff, they will pay you your money. I don't know how many of us know of InterSwitch. InterSwitch will still give anything to bring back some of their team members.
I'm sorry to
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you there. I think the conversation is not even about the conversation is not even about if you know your stuff or not. It's about where you're coming from. For example, there's a question here that says remote workers often in developing economies often battle with issues like power grid, instability, fluctuating internet costs. Now, how do you pitch yourself that you can still deliver with all this risk? So many of times, I think these people see the economic conditions of where you are reaching out from, where you are applying from, and then they make their decisions from that. So how do you cross that? How do you cross over that boundary?
Thank you, Uti, for that. Do you know that India is also an emerging nation like ours? This thing I just highlighted here, they have exactly the same problem. And I can name multiple countries that have talents that have the same problem. The thing is that we here will always think that our problem is only unique to us. You're not the only one that have this problem. Everyone has this problem. And for a job to start saying they don't want a particular nationality again, something must have happened internally with that nationality. Somebody must have messed up a couple of times for them to tag. Like I said when I was talking, it only takes you to be in a market once when you're supposed to be on a team call, when it's supposed to be silence, and they will say this one is always in a market when it's time for a meeting. So when it's like we said, it's an individual thing. I know it's a very tricky space, especially when you have a lot to offer and then you have been stereotyped. But if it is where you're supposed to be, I think I'm of the opinion that if it's yours, it won't pass you by. Anyway, that's the mantra I live by. I know that I might be speaking from a place of privilege. Do you understand? Like I said, I'll be very realistic, right? I might be speaking from a place of privilege that if it is yours, it will be yours. Some people might not really have it that good. Do you understand? But all of these things you are pointing out is not unique to us here in the world. Other people have light issue. It's not as if Kenyan light knows to go now. They have structural issues too. Have you been to Uganda? Have you been to Rwanda? So if they're even better than us, it's just, do you know, I'm telling you, go to other West African countries. Nigeria has one of the cheapest data. I'm telling you for a fact. We have one of the cheapest data. So if you're saying your data is expensive, hello fam, have you been to Ivory Coast? Have you been to Cote d'Ivoire? Have you been to Benin Republic? Do you know how much I pay for data? Have you been to Kenya? Do you know how much I pay for data? So all of these things that we come and we say that it's not unique to you, and then when you're on the job, you are already making this kind of complaints. But other people from other countries are not making those complaints. They're just getting the job done. Can you stop complaining and do the job? I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Our time is fast spent, fast spent. So very quickly, we have some information we'd like to share with us, and I will not be doing that. But just in case you still have questions for us, please, the conversation still continues. You can use the comment section of all our social media handles. It is SkillUp Edutech across all social media. For Instagram, it is SkillUp_Edutech. So please, the conversation still continues. We'll be taking the questions, and I know that our lovely guest is still available to answer our questions. I wish we really had extra time to really continue this conversation, but we'd have to call it here. But before we wrap up, I said that we have some information to share with us, but I will not be sharing the information. Our project, our programs lead will be sharing that information to us, and that's the person of Mr. Emmanuel Easy Olatunji. So he's going to be coming up now to share one or two information with us, and I would love us to please pay attention. Can we just give him a round of applause as he joins in? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Welcome, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Uti. Thank you so much, Dami. It's nice having you. I mean, such an insightful moment. Wow, you shook some table, broke some, took some, but it's fine. I mean, well skilled up. Thank you so much. Fantastic. All right. Thank you for joining, everyone. I would like to say thank you. It's been an amazing time. I mean, trust me, this platform, the SkillUp Edutech, it's for you to get better, for you to expand, for you to grow, for you to become that you desire. I mean, in your career path. And we're saying that we're not just making you a tech pro or a tech sis, but also making you skilled up in your profession. And that is why I'm bringing a very fantastic opportunity in this new dispensation. I mean, in this second term of 2026, we are actually offering to you, especially the ones that have been trained, maybe you've been trained in beginner class of software development, data analysis, cybersecurity, and maybe you've tried to get one or two remote job, of course, or physical job or hybrid, I mean, whichever one comes to play, and it's been very hard for you to navigate, or maybe you'll not be able to answer those thought-provoking questions they're asking you, or put together those projects they're asking you, and we're providing you this opportunity to come and learn. It's a training worth of about $200. Well, guess what? It's a scholarship and it's been paid for already. So all you need to is just apply. This is in partnership with the incubator Hub, who have trained more than 100,000 people in Africa in diverse digital skills. And they are partnered with SkillUp, and they're saying that come and train everyone that have been training with us. Come and train Africa and so many other people that are interested. So these courses are for you if you have been trained before. Now it's an intermediate program for learners that are ready to go beyond the basics and build the real world digital expertise. So you can come in for cybersecurity, data analysis, product design, AI for work, and software development. So the part of AI for work is one interesting part I know that you won't want to miss. So I'm an accountant, and I've been trying to, I've done ICANN, I've done all sort of professional circuit, but I seem not to grasp. That thing called AI. This is for you. You're an administrator, you're an engineer. You want something that can help you enhance your work. Get more productivity. Get more results faster. This is for you. So this is not just for tech guys or techies. This is for everyone. And maybe some of you are saying that my course is not there. Don't worry, we're coming for you. And then let me also say this. Time is really going by. Watch out. We're coming to some schools to come and train AI. If your school is interested, you can just partner with us. And it's coming at a very, very discounted rate. Some are actually going as much as scholarship also. So if your school, secondary school is interested, or you have a secondary school that might be interested in learning AI, you can please reach out to us at skilluplimited@gmail.com, skilluplimited@gmail.com. And for people that want to register for SkillUp Plus, the link is just on the screen right now, skillupglobal.tech/SkillUp Plus. Just log in and then you register. Please take time to answer all the questions that are made available, and every other prompt you follow. Then can I also add this, that for some people that will be interested in the training for children, you have some children that want to skill up during the summer break. We have a very fantastic opportunity for you. It's going to come up by next week. You're going to see it across our social media platform. So please be the first partaker of this. We're bringing our children into AI to come and learn, to come and learn AI, and it's available for children from age 7 up to about 15. All they need to have is readiness. Of course, they need to have a PC to learn, and then I can trust that it's going to be a fantastic moment. By the time they are done, you're going to see them, becoming the future already. At this point, I would love to, close this. Somebody's asking a question: what's the requirement to apply for scholarship? Simply click the link skillupglobal.tech/skillup-plus, or visit our website. That's www.skillupglobal.tech. You see it right there. Apply, and then you get. By the time you answer the few questions, you get the terms and conditions, and boom, you're qualified for the scholarship. It's something that you love. Thank you so much, Mr. Uti. I think it will be a good time now to close.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Easy. Mr. Easy is our programs coordinator at SkillUp, and so he has shared this wonderful information with us. Please do well to register. It is skillupglobal.tech/skillup plus. You don't want to snooze on this. You snooze, you lose. It's been a wonderful conversation. So far, so good. We've been discussing remote work and the global tech market, and we had an amazing speaker, Damilola. She took us through a wonderful, wonderful ride. If you still have questions, please, you can use our chat box. You can also use our email. You can use our social media handles. You can just drop your questions in the comments, and we will take it up from there. Please and please, you can always go back to watch these videos again. They are available on YouTube and Facebook at SkillUp Edutech, so you can get to rewatch and take notes again. It's been a wonderful time, and I've enjoyed myself so far, and I trust that you've enjoyed yourself so far. But we have to call it a day. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for joining in. See you at the next edition. Keep skilling up, keep learning, keep advancing, and keep exploring global opportunities. Bye-bye.